Mets Dodgers, 1 out, top of the 8th. Jose Urena stays in for another inning of work. Miguel Rojas just made an unbelievable play to get Luis Angel Acuna to ground out. He laid down a bunt. Rojas charged in, made a barehanded throw that nearly hit Acuna, but it got to Kike for the first out. Now here's the leadoff hitter, Brandon Nimmo. First pitch is at the corner, strike one.
Last year when the Mets played,
Nimmo hit a solo homer in the third, walked in the fourth, but struck out in the first and got out in the fifth.
Series in terms of run differential per game in Major League history. This year, the 7 regular season games between these two teams have been unbelievably compelling. Yes. Good word.
0-1 offering.
3 of them have gone extra innings.
Swing and a foul ball for Will Smith. 0-2 on Nimmo.
Let's try to make it 5 out of 7 over the Dodgers. They've already established a victory in the season series, which means they get home field if they were to play the Dodgers in the postseason.
Here's the payoff from Urena. Popped up. Rojas is there. And he makes the catch. 2 down. Miguel Rojas has made both plays on defense this inning.
Todd Zealer in the studio, gentlemen.
All right, can we thank you? Plenty of David Peterson conversation on the way, Todd. Yeah, he was really good in battle when he needed to. And Pete Alonso again, go deep, really good at. All right, we will see you guys coming up on the postgame show, Infinity Postgame Live on the way. Garrett, keep back to you.
It does appear that Peterson is done after 7 innings and 90 pitches.
Here's Starling Marte, the designated hitter. And he has lit up Jose Urena. 5 for 12 his career against him. Marte's got a multi-hit game going, 2 for 3. Got a homer earlier on. First pitch to him. Nearly hit him.
This is inside the Marte ball one. See, the Urena pitch inside reminds you of his dust-ups with the Braves back when he was with the Marlins. And he drilled Ronald Acuna after Acuna was hitting leadoff home runs.
1-0. Yes. Ground ball, foul left side, count tied at 1.
Yeah, that was a real Donnybrook.
Yeah, it was. It reminded you of the days of Pascual Perez. Remember the game the Padres? Like,
yes, I just
threw at Pascual Perez like every pitch.
Yep.
That was the day he was able to find his way to the stadium.
1-1 delivery. That is ripped to left. Marte unloads, and that's off the wall. Here comes the throw in. Marte digging to second. He's barely saved. A 2-out double to Starling Marte as he hit a hard hit ball off the wall and left. Off of, at 103 mile per hour. Third hit of the ball game for Marte. And what a throw by Conforto, too, to make the play close.
Going to intentionally walk Soto after the double by Marte.
And Soto is intentionally walked. So there are 2 runners on for Pete Alonso?
50th walk of the year is second today.
Yeah.
The 7th walk by Dodger.
They walked Soto to get to Alonso. 2 outs, Soto first. Marte at second after the double.
He's also been hit by a pitch.
Pete Alonso's also homered in this game. And he has really done well against the Dodgers this year. 9 for 26. Nearly batting .350. First pitch. Ripped to right field. Base hit. Teoscar throws it in. Marte's around third. He'll score easily. 5-3 Mets. Soto got the third RBI single. Pete Alonso. He's done it again.
5-3. Clutch hitting, smart hitting.
Here comes Dave Roberts. Takes the shades off, and this might be the end of Jose Urena's day.
Went right to the ball. The same pitch he hit a home run with, but this was a big run to drive in. Get the base hit. That is just clutch.
Nice job by Hernandez to cut that ball off. Otherwise, the second run might have scored. Dave Roberts is going to make a pitching change.
What a season so far from Pete.
Runners at the corners. 2 out, top of the 8th. Mets now lead 5-3. We'll be right back. New pitchers, Alex Vesia. Alex Vesia's in. First batter he'll face is Jeff McNeil. That is popped up. It's going to go out of play. 0-1. Runners at the corners. 2 outs. Mets now lead by 2 after a RBI single from Pete Alonso.
Just quality ABs.
Both in the second inning on his home run and in the 8th inning, he went the other way with the first pitch. 3 for 4, 2 RBIs.
McNeil doesn't have a hit this game. Here's the 0-1. Nearly hit him.
Intentionally to get to Pete.
Count tied at 1. A hit by pitch would load the bases, obviously.
He delivered. He's got 12 RBIs now in the last 5 games, which ties for the most RBIs he's ever had in a 5-game span. He did that in 2019 as well.
Here's the 1-1. McNeil fouls it back as Alonso tried to steal second. So he'll go back to first. And Vesia is 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning.
They blew out the Twins 14-3. That's their second win in their last 22 games. Tyler Soderstrom hit 2 home runs for the A's.
The cellar dwellers are El Stinko.
20 out of 21 that they lost was their worst 21-game stretch since 1943.
Here's the payoff from Vesia. High, ball 2.
Kansas City?
Philadelphia.
They were still the A's in Philly. Okay.
They went to Kansas City, then Oakland, and now West Side.
When did they go to Kansas City?
55.
Okay.
Tyrone Taylor on deck.
Our friend Ed.
He'll get an at-bat in the 9th for sure. He'll get an at-bat. Another at-bat in this game for sure, but when will it be as McNeil slices that one foul?
With the feeder system for the Yankees, they got, I think they got Roger Maris from Kansas City, isn't they?
Yeah.
They got Billy Martin from Kansas City. They had all sorts of deals going. I think Hector Lopez, infielder, you're right.
McNeil calls time.
Part of that bench.
Vesia steps off, adjusts his pant leg. Now back up on the mound.
Tom Tresh came along, remember?
And here comes another 2-2.
2-2 to McNeil. We're talking baseball history, Keith.
Yes, we are.
Sliced foul. McNeil stays alive.
55 they moved to Kansas City. And then 68 to Oakland, and of course they had their dynasty in the 70s.
They were a fine team, boy, under Dick Williams.
3 straight World Series, 72, 73, 74. First 2 under Dick Williams, the last one under Albert.
Here's yet another 2-2.
They parted companies with Charlie Finley.
Fouled off again.
Then Dick went to San Diego. And then
This will be the 7th pitch of this at-bat as Reed Garrett warms up in the Mets pen.
Reed Garrett cooling his heels in the bullpen as this inning continues.
He played in 47. My dad played against him in the Texas League. He was an infielder for the Fort Worth, Dallas-Fort Worth team.
8th pitch of the at-bat.
Another 2-2. McNeil ground ball. Edman fired at first, and that'll do it. But Pete Alonso keeps up his MVP caliber season with an RBI single, and the Mets now lead 5-3, heading to the bottom of the 8th. We'll be right back from LA.
Cutter went around, nothing at all.
Mookie's down 0-1, check swing. Reed's in the game for the Mets.
Spectacular.
He's been amazing. 26.2 innings pitched, 0.68 ERA, 2 for 4 on save opportunities. As that pitch misses in the dirt, ball 1.
Wild pitch. What do you have? Bases loaded.
Second and third, nobody
Mookie's
out.
2 for
Second
2.
and third, nobody out, and he wiggled
A double, a single,
Struck out
a
Freeman,
run scored, and he got an RBI.
then struck out Will Smith
He also
to get
walked.
through it.
That was quite a performance.
1-1 offering.
1-1 to Betts. The Mets have not
That one
retired
misses
today.
high. 2 balls and a strike.
RBI double and a single. So he's 2 for 2. Trying to fight out of a slump. And we've seen him go 6 for 34 over his previous 8 games.
That one misses inside. 3 balls and 1 strike on
3
Mookie.
balls and a strike.
Reed's starting to lose him here.
7, second time this year, he was able to go that deep both times against the Dodgers.
The 3-1.
And Betts
And
takes
that
the
misses outside and down.
Garrett puts himself in the
And a leadoff walk drawn by Mookie.
last time, and he does it again.
And as I say for pitchers, leadoff walks, never good.
America runs on Duncan.
Here's Will Smith.
I've heard that. So Betts is on base for the 4th time today. Will Smith comes up as the tying run. Smith is 1 for 3.
First pitch. Smith takes that one inside on the borderline for ball 1. RBI single is Will Smith's only hit today, back in the 3rd.
He can be a little erratic with his control.
He's the game-tying run.
Been pretty doggone good.
The 1-0 is inside, ball 2.
He's got such tremendous movement on his pitches. There are times
Reed is really struggling here. Has only thrown 1 strike in 7
And
pitches.
another thing too, he's got guts. He does not fold his tent.
Hitters count for Smith, 2-0. Rips it into left field, it's down. Base hit, it's going to go all the way into the corner to the wall. Chasing it is Nimmo. Mookie Betts is going to score. And Will Smith has an RBI double. It's 5-4 Mets. With no one out in the bottom of the 8th.
Second RBI hit of the day for Will Smith.
Fastball in, got behind.
And now 1 swing, and the Dodgers have tied this game.
Tremendous year. That ball carried.
One of the ball boys is just running. And Mookie scores all the way from first as Nimmo took a really long time to get to the ball.
So this time the Dodgers able to cash in the leadoff walk from Garrett. And now they've got the tying run in scoring position with nobody out. And Teoscar Hernandez coming up.
Nobody out, bottom of the 8th. Mound visit here for the Mets. And up to the plate for the Dodgers.
Well,
It's
Teoscar's
Teoscar.
been handled in this series. Well, when you're struggling right here and it's a big game and it's late like this and you're not feeling good at the plate, well, you've got to advance.
And warming up in the pen for the Dodgers, it's the closer, Tanner Scott.
They're getting up. 5-4 New York. Mets trying to cling to a lead in the bottom of the 8th. Hernandez 0 for 3 today. 1 for 15 in this
Smith
series.
at second, the game-tying run. Teoscar the go-ahead run. First pitch is right down the middle. Strike 1.
So rare for Garrett to give up a run this year. It's almost a shock to the system.
It sure is.
0-1 offering from Reed after a look at second. Teoscar fly ball. Center field. Taylor's under it. First out. Smith is tagging. He'll go to third and he'll be safe at third. The Dodgers are 90 feet away from tying this game. And it's Andy Pages at the plate.
I'd be a little bit worried about throwing the ball away.
Mets infield is in.
Mets are going to bring the infield in.
Pages twice lined out to right and then single to left. That was a 10-game hitting streak. Infield in, tying at third.
First pitch to Pages. Ripped foul. Foul it back actually.
Get
0-1.
the runner in right there. That slider was up and out over the plate.
A sac fly ties it. A strikeout ends that sac fly opportunity as Pages calls time.
That's a double by Smith to bring him around, and now Pages trying to get Smith in from third.
Andy Pages has scored runner on third with less than 2 outs 6 out of 6 times this season.
This year, getting a runner to third with less than 2 out.
Let's see if we make it 7 for 7. 0-1 pitch.
Rounds one foul.
Fouled off.
Garrett ahead 0-2 in a spot.
Good pitch by Reed. It's 0-2 on Pajes.
So what's he do? Does he throw the splitter? Does he go up with the fastball?
The ultra dangerous Tommy Edman on deck.
Off the plate and see if you fish. You're ahead in the count.
And the payoff from Reed.
2 coming. And a soft.
Pajes, soft ground ball. Beatty fires home. Oh, the ball gets away, and Will Smith scores. Oh, the game is tied. It bounced away from the Mets. And Smith is easily safe. Huh. Patience was key by Smith to score. If he would have charged in there, he would have been out. But he waited, and the ball bounced away from Alvarez and Reed after the throw from Beatty. Wow, what a crazy play. Pajes hits a ground ball to Beatty. Beatty waits, he double takes, fires to Alvarez, and it kicks high, goes into the glove of Reed, but Reed and Alvarez collide, and Smith is safe.
Prevented Garrett from making the tag. He was there to make
Wow,
the tag.
that is just friendly fire at the worst possible time for the Mets. And the game is tied at 5. Pajes at first, 1 out. Here's Tommy Edman to the plate. Swing and a miss. He's looking to be aggressive. 0-1 on Edman. Struck out looking in the second. Got a single in the 4th and ground into a double play in the 6th. Here's the 0-1. That's taken down. The count's tied at 1.
Here it is again. Let's see. Does he hit it? No, he had a good grip. And I think he double.
Wow, what a crazy play.
The runner stopped, but you know,
We're showing the Will Smith score again. Here's the 1-1. Taken for strike 2 at the knees. Good pitch by Reed. And Reed has been unhittable this year.
Always in a rundown.
Has not really given up runs.
Back to the base to where he came from.
And today he gives up 2 to tie the game. Check over the runner at first. Pajes is safe.
Small defensive errors or base running errors generally spell the difference in the game. Marte got picked off third base earlier. Now Beatty commits an error, allowing the tying run to score.
Payoff to Edman. That's down. It gets away from Alvarez. Pajes is going to go to second. He may go to third. He'll stop at second. There goes the double play opportunity for the Mets. It's all going wrong for New York right now. And 1 swing of the bat from Edman. And this game is in the Dodgers' hands.
Not easy.
Brandon Waddle is warming up in the Mets pen.
There's the old adage, Garrett, you can't give good teams an extra out. You can't give them 4 outs.
Pajes now at second with 1 out. 2-2 to Edman.
1-2 again to Edman. Nearly hit him. Ooh, just got out of the way. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Tommy Edman.
Here, it's a splitter. He picks it off the ground. That ball would have been in the dirt.
3-2 to Edman.
Full count delivery to Edman. And he taps it foul. Oh, Freddie's going to pinch hit. Freddie did not start, but he's going to pinch hit for Kike. Gotta think the Mets, unless they're giving a full rest day to Lindor as Edman calls time, they gotta think about bringing Lindor in here to maybe pinch hit in the 9th or bring him in defensively for the bottom of the 9th. Unless it's a full off day for Francisco.
Now the go-ahead run at second. 3-2 to
3-2 to Edman. Struck him out. 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th. And now here's Freddie. In a big spot here. Go ahead run at second and Pajes. Game tied at 5. 2 outs. As here comes Carlos Mendoza and the Mets to talk to Reed. It's a mound visit again. Or, that's not Mendoza, it's the pitching coach.
But they're talking about it.
I think they've already made up their mind. I mean,
Freddie had the game-winning hit in Game 2 of this series. Last night he was 0 for 3. He's the leading hitter in the National League, and the Mets will walk him intentionally.
Oh.
So that'll leave it in the hands of the former Met, Michael Conforto. Boy, who had his best swing in this series his last time up. Hit one of the fence in the
All right,
field.
Freddie is intentionally walked. He's now at first.
11 in the 4 games.
Michael Conforto with 2 outs and 2 on. In the bottom of the 8th, game tied at 5.
He has just had a devil of a time.
He'll try and give the Dodgers the lead.
He's hitting 057 with runners in scoring position this year. So Garrett 20 pitches deep into this inning, 2 runs home, 2 out and 2 on for Conforto.
Here we go. 2 outs, 2 on. Bottom of the 8th, game tied at 5. Reed looks at second, now fires. Conforto rips it into left. Base hit. Paz around third. He will score. The Dodgers have the lead. Freddie stops at third. Michael Conforto. Go ahead, RBI single in the bottom of the 8th.
Bottom of the 8th, 6-5.
Well.
Woo!
Conforto comes through. First pitch hitting. Fastball. Right with it. That's why they play the games, Garrett.
In this possible NLCS preview of a series, the Dodgers had a walk-off win in Game 1. Then the Mets trounced them in this building for Game 2 as Waddle's going to come in. And now the Dodgers are looking like they might get a comeback victory here to take the series in the rubber match. We'll be right back for Brandon Waddle. Brandon Waddle is the new pitcher for the Mets. 10.1 innings pitched, 3.48 ERA, 6.10 strikeout per 9 rate.
It's going to be Waddell facing Rojas in this spot.
And the batter that Waddell will face is Miguel Rojas. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run.
Oh, I think that things
Dodgers lead 6-5, 2 outs, runners at the corners.
Throwing error. I think things just kind of snowballed on Garrett. And well, bring in the left-hander, get him out.
And Reed looks on disappointed.
Pitched a solid inning for the Mets in Game 2 of this series.
Certainly don't want Muncy up with a right-hander out there.
Rojas is the 9-hitter.
There's a big run on third base.
No, but I'm saying if Doc had put Muncy in the game and then he brought Waddell in, then Roberts wouldn't have had a right-hand pinch hitter to go to. It would have been lefty on lefty. Anyway, it's Rojas against
First pitch. That just misses down, ball 1 on the borderline.
In any event, Rojas is 0 for 2 on a walk today. The Dodgers now looking for insurance with Freeman at third and Conforto at first. And Tanner Scott getting ready for the
1-0.
same chance.
Rojas turns on that one, but it's foul.
In the ninth.
Way high in the seats, second deck. 1-1.
Now you got Lindor sitting in the dugout. Don't know if he's available as a pinch hitter. You also have Ronnie Mauricio and Luis Torres as prospective right-handed pinch hitters.
Here's the 1-1 to Rojas. That misses way outside. Nice dive by Alvarez to make the catch to keep this a 1-run deficit for New York, as there's Lindor.
It's not look as though Lindor is in play.
I think Lindor does have a day off. 2-1. Rojas pops it up. Shallow right field. Jeff McNeil's coming out. He makes the catch. But the Dodgers score 3 in the 8th to take the lead off of Reed Garrett. And let's see if they can close it out. Tanner Scott will come in for the save. Top of the 9th, Freddie Freeman now at first, replacing Kike Hernandez. And Tanner Scott will come in to try and get the save. First batter he'll face is Tyrone Taylor, the center fielder, and that one is at the corner, strike 1. Tyrone Taylor, 1 for 3, walk, single, stolen base. Here's the 0-1. That nearly hit him. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tanner Scott this season is 27.2 innings pitched, 4.55 ERA, 10 for 15 on save opportunities. 21 scoreless outings in 29 appearances.
Out of their hat.
He's been hit up this year.
Their cause.
The Mets have left 12 runners on base. They've had innumerable opportunities to break this
Here's
game
the
up.
1-1 to Taylor.
Also,
That misses
off third base.
up and outside.
And
2
then
balls
they
and
made
1
the
strike
key
on
error
Taylor.
in the bottom of the 8th.
Taylor's batting 6th in the lineup, so he'll be basically the bottom of the Mets order against Scott.
As well.
2-1. Outside again. 3 balls and a strike as Scott keeps missing outside. Brett Beatty on deck. He's a lefty just like Tanner Scott is. He's 1 for 2.
Mets have right-handed pinch hitters, but looks like Beatty's going to get a chance to hit against the lefty.
3-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 96 blown by right down the pipe, and the count is full.
Remember, the first time he got hit hard, he was throwing nothing but sliders.
That's also had a 3-run ninth-inning rally against Scott in the series in New York. In the first game of that series.
Full count delivery. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him the chase, and Taylor's the first out in the 9th.
Opportunity. 4th inning, bases loaded, 1 out. Alonso struck out, and then McNeil flied out. And the Mets returned to side. 6th inning, they had 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. McNeil struck out, and Marte got picked off third base.
Yeah. Left 2 men on in the 2nd.
Lefty. Scott versus Beatty. First pitch is in there. Strike 1. What a pitch by Tanner Scott.
They just left it.
Beatty's 1 for 2. A walk, a sac fly, a single, and an RBI.
Over the first 8 innings. Now down to their final 2 outs.
0-1 pitch.
And Beatty fouls off.
Fouled it off. Quickly, 0-2 on Beatty.
He's got a good live arm, and he just, for some reason,
Tanner Scott is dealing.
loves his slider, and his best pitch to me is his heater.
Francisco Alvarez on deck. Tanner Scott
Francisco
has 5
Alvarez, the
saves
power
against
hitter
the
on
Mets in
deck.
his career, but he
Beatty
also has
calls
4
time.
blown saves against the Mets. Here trying to protect a 1-run lead in the 9th.
Beatty taking his time on his timeout.
Scott ahead of him.
Here's the payoff from Scott.
Yeah, that's in there for
Got him looking at the bottom of the zone for strike 2.
strikeout, so the Mets are down.
Freezes Beatty, and the Mets are down to their final out.
He's got some sizzle on that fastball.
Francisco Alvarez is the last hope for the Mets. Edwin's warming up just in case this goes to the bottom of the 9th.
Can't take it too close.
Francisco Alvarez,
Alvarez got the double off of Scott to the
who
opposite
has the
field.
power to tie this game with 1 swing, comes to the plate 0 for 4. First pitch is down.
Slider low for ball 1. Alvarez 0 for 4 today. 6-5 Dodgers, top of the 9th.
The 1-0.
And Alvarez
Swing and a miss. Fastball right down the pipe at 97 for strike 1. Blown right by him.
That's head to Denver.
Alvarez
After the
took
game
a
today,
big
they
cut
open
and
their
miss.
series with the Rockies tomorrow night with Kodai Senga on the mound. First pitch at 8:40 New York time tomorrow night. 1-1 to Alvarez.
1-1 offering.
And he's through.
Swing and a miss.
And now the Mets are down to their
Mets down to their final strike.
So if he throws a slider, if he
Alvarez
throws a
actually
slider
foul tipped that
here,
one.
Here's the big Alvarez swing and the big uppercut.
This is for the win. Scott fires. Alvarez ground ball past. Mookie Betts for a 2-out single.
Keeps the Mets alive with a 2-out hit.
And the Mets stay alive.
Threw 2 straight fastballs upstairs, and he throws a slider. That's... I won't say it.
So now the Mets have life in the 9th.
Got by the diving Mookie. And in the left.
That ball was ripped, by the
Base
way.
hit. And now the winning run
Got a pinch runner. Jared Young will run.
is at the plate. Jared Young pinch runs for Alvarez. Here's Luis Angel Acuna, the leadoff hitter, playing short instead of Lindor. 2 outs, a runner at the 9th. Here's the pitch. Up high, ball 1. Luis Saniel got a single back in the fifth for his only hit and 4 at-bats.
Catch on at a base hit the other way in the fifth. Tried to bunt his way on a beautiful bunt, but Rojas made a great play to throw him out.
1-0.
And that fastball
Outside.
2-0. Brandon Nimmo is on deck.
2 balls and no strikes. Luis Saniel's the 9-hitter. Nimmo the leadoff hitter on deck.
He is in a checkered
Hitters count here for Luis Saniel.
Needs a strike.
2-0 to Acuna.
Here's the pitch.
And he swings.
Swing and a miss, and that folded him.
Trying to give the Mets the lead.
Strike 1.
2 balls and a strike. We've seen Acuna overswing at times.
There's that
I certainly want it.
Really big hack.
That's been a tough pitch for
And
him.
he couldn't find the barrel.
He's got a good fastball.
Young at first and 2 out.
2-1.
And Acuna lays
That's
it.
just outside. 3 balls and a strike on Luis Saniel.
That's fighting with
Young
the
at first. Luis Saniel could be at first, and then Young at second for Nimmo.
That's a 4-run lead get away. Now trying to rally in the ninth. 3-1 to Acuna.
Here's the 3-1.
And he fouls it away.
Fouled off, and the count is full.
Notice how Will Smith behind the plate set.
And here we go. Game hangs in the balance again.
On the outside corner.
This is for the win.
Throw over the strike.
So now Young will be running.
Full count delivery from Scott right here.
And Acuna fouls back.
Foul off.
Swung at ball 4.
Well, sometimes it's too close to take here.
Nimmo has put down the sledgehammer on the on-deck
And
circle.
everybody in these ballparks on
Here's another full count offering from the lefty Scott.
3-2 coming. And he fouls
Popped
it.
up foul.
Well, he's backed himself into a corner, falling behind. He's got to come after Acuna with a fastball.
This is the best that Acuna has looked at the plate in weeks.
Lindor cheering on his teammate.
Did he drop a slider like he dropped on Taylor?
Here's another 3-2. Oh, timeout. Timeout, Luis Saniel. What a timeout it was.
Let the pitcher go into his stretch. He's all fired up. He's trying to get the last out. Break up his rhythm there.
Eighth pitch of the at-bat coming.
Here's the 3-2 again.
And Acuna flies
Popped up.
to center field. Paez angles in. Next to
Paez makes the catch, and the Dodgers win 6-5.
victory.
Tanner Scott with the save.
Lead get away. They left 13 runners on base.
See y'all later. RBI out. Peace. What a win for the Dodgers. They take an incredible series.